Hello everyone, this is going to be another Warcraft 3 replay cast, and this game was played in April of 2007 and it was part of the Korean Stars War qualifier. It's a Night Elf against Undead matchup on Tarina stand, and spawning in the bottom left spawn position is the Night Elf player Eve. Not the German Night Elf player Eve, who used to play for DKH for a while. Also not the Swedish Sunshine Eve, who eventually went on to be called only Sunshine. But the Korean Night Elf player Eve, who started out as Cherry Eve, before in early 2005 he went to Hanbit and stayed there until the end of his career. He stayed there when Hanbit merged with Meteor Makers to become TMH, Team Mim Hanbit. He stayed there when Meteor Makers fully took over the team, and he quit Warcraft 3 towards the end of 2007 with a tiny micro comeback towards the end of 2008. And you know, he was always part of the roster. He was always decent, but he was never really an outstanding player. So his only really worth mentioning solo success was the 7th place in the DreamHack Summer of 2007. And he's going for a Warden first here, a pretty oddly placed Moonwell at the top of his main base, and the Ancient of War creep at the Goblin Laboratory. Meanwhile, already doing his Wisp Scout, and his opponent Space already doing the Acolyte Scout. Space, of course, the Korean Undead player, till this day one of the most respected players in Warcraft 3 history. And he's starting with Goose early on, second Ziggurat already in production, and the Death Knight first. Of course, not particularly surprising, which has also been scouted by the Wisp right now. Acolyte is also gonna see the Ancient of War creep starting. Warden is about to come out. Second Moonwell also on the top of the base. And just pulling the creeps here, the 3 Apprentice Wizards, to get a bit more damage done onto the Ancient of War. But nice use of that Acolyte here with the Archer. Getting the Lightning Sheet pulled without even having to use a Wisp. Just gonna assume he did that deliberately. So, oops. Renegade Wizard about to go down. Gloves of Haste for the Warden, first Rogue about to fall as well. And the DK, he sold his Town Portal and grabbed only one of the Apprentice Wizards here to get the item, which is the Mantle of Intelligence. And let's see what's the Warden gonna get. At her respective Apprentice Wizard is gonna be the Gauntlets of Ogre Strength. Space heading towards the top of the map right now. Tier 2 tech started for both of the players. Eve a tiny bit faster. Space continues creeping here, going for the Rogue Wizard. Okay, that's an interesting creep route to say the least. Wisp scouting the tech here, sees that Space is not gonna go for a very quick second crypt. He's not gonna go for any kind of ghoul rush or ghoul all in, at least. And the Warden also continues creeping just with the next little green can. DK is coming in with a call, but Shadow Strike hitting first, and it's enough damage to secure the experience for the Warden.
I stand ready.
Space here. He's gonna have to be happy with the 2 remaining level 1 kobolds. Of course, not exactly a huge success. Ancient of War uprooted again, so he's not gonna go for a very quick creeping at the Goblin Merchant here, which would have been very nicely rewarded, but it would have contained a huge risk, as well as you know, the Death Knight and the Goose were heading across the map already. Oh, Sasquatch nicely surrounded here as he moved to the bottom. I think if this was any closer to the gold mine, like if this was here, then these creeps would wake up and attack Space, but like this, it's like perfectly positioned. Tome of Agility, replenishment potion for the DK. And the Warden now realizing that, but she's too late. Death Knight already picked up the item, picked up the XP, and he's gonna have to be happy with what's left of this creep camp. In the meantime, Graveyard and Crypt coming for Space. Second Crypt, of course, which means he's gonna go into Gargoyle production once he reaches level tier 2. Oh, Death Knight is actually nearby. He can easily steal this one if he wants to, and he does so. Warden just now catching up. In the meantime, Space using his ghouls to continue creeping in the middle. So Space with some really decent multitasking here early on. Level 2.5 on his DK. Almost as much as the Warden. That's a pretty big success in the early game. Yeah, that one even if he got that one, he would have taken so much damage on the DK. Got a Staff of Teleportation in the meantime. And yeah, Hunt is all about to finish. Tier 2 about to finish for Eve. DK just running around, now using the Staff of Teleportation to get back into his main base. Tier 2 finished. And immediately Space starts the gargoyle production. Oh, very quick Tree of Life by Eve. Very quick expansion. And we'll see whether Space is gonna be there in time to cancel it. I'm afraid he's probably not. Yeah, he's heading to the bottom outside of his main, so it means he will do a bit of creeping. He'll creep his Goblin Laboratory, so he's not going to be able to cancel this expansion in time. Warden reached level 3. She only used one skill point so far. Got the Ring of Protection at the top right corner. Ring of Protection for the Death Knight as well, so both with equally horrible items. And Warden now used one of her skill points. I'm assuming Shadow Strike level 2, and the third skill point will be left open to skill Blink if it becomes necessary, but only if it becomes necessary. So level 2 Shadow Strike, level 2 Coil exchanged. Not too hurtful for both of the players. Ghoul is in trouble. Coil hits him just in time. There must have been about like 1 HP remaining after the Shadow Strike hit. Like the bar was completely black. And once again, those spells exchange. I think this is pretty good for Eve actually, because he can just fall back to his Moonwells, heal up, and creep this one, whereas the Death Knight will stay rather low HP wise. And let's just check Space's vision. He's now scouting the Tree of Life, and he's gonna be like, oh, that's great news. Tier 3 almost halfway done already. More and more gargoyles coming for Space. But yeah, the Warden can just heal up right now, and the Death Knight, being at 300 HP, is not going to be able to harass very efficiently against this creeping of the natural expansion. Also Shredder already, Ancient Protector already, so he's also getting Nature's Blessing already. And the 2 laws are up. In return, of course, no second hero yet for the nightelf. Death Knight actually caught out of position and even has to use the Staff of Teleportation, so there's nothing Space can do against this expansion at the moment. So this is going very well for Eve so far. Even getting the first attack upgrade for the Dryads already. And the Gargoyles, they are not going to be able to do a lot of damage at the moment. I mean, he doesn't have a second hero so far, doesn't have a shop so far. There's still only 3 Moonwells against Undead. Usually you want to get your 4th Moonwell rather early, just to have a bit more Moon Juice to work with. But still, this very differently macroed early game has gotten him into a pretty decent position, I'd say. And we'll see how Space is going to react to that. The Warden is not quite going to get level 4 here, but very close. And Rune Braces, of course, great item against Coil, or later on Coil Nova. Yeah, some scouting by those gargoyles, but what's he supposed to do at the moment? That's the question. What's the play here for Space? Panda second right now. Is he gonna get the cancel on this Entangle Goatman? He's not. Taking quite a bit of damage on the gargoyles. Tier 3 now reached. More gargoyles coming. Ghoul Frenzy coming. Slaughterhouse is done already. First statue coming. No second hero. No orb. No scrolls. So Space not looking too strong. Whereas already a couple of Dryads out. Yeah, Panda with the army now as well. Yeah, Coil goes on the Warden, but that doesn't really do too much. I mean, usually right now, what the Undead would want to do is, in this kind of game at least, is
Your building is complete.
Do some harassment with the gargoyles, do some hit and run, potentially do some creeping at some point, try and get an economic advantage somehow, or at least a decent economic position, do economic damage to the opponent. But you know, the Warden's already pretty well leveled. And I don't really see him, you know, getting into a good position with that. Maybe it's a huge push at this exact moment. And yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. He's got himself one heal scroll, he doesn't have an orb, he doesn't have a TP. So this push is really gonna have to do damage. First Riot under some pressure is being put back in time. Second Riot now under attack. The Warden is still not in position. He's gonna take so long until he gets this Warden into the fight. Reaching level 4 immediately. Now she's gonna decide to skill. And it is the Fan of Knives, not very surprisingly here, going for the huge AoE combination against the mass gargoyles. First 4 Riots I think have already gone down. Last Riot now under pressure. So this is looking very, very good for space actually. Only the Agent of War and the heroes left at this point basically for the Night Elf player. And he still doesn't have a Staff of Preservation because the shop is just in production right now. So space probably hitting a pretty good timing here with this Ghoul Gargoyle attack, not getting, you know, some of the crucial ingredients to a usual undead army, but in this case, yeah, worked out pretty nicely. Entangled Goldmine has been killed, at least for now. Death Knight using his last coil to heal one of the ghouls. Still, he's gotta pull that one back. Ancient of War is definitely gonna fall. And Entangled Goldmine, yeah, re-entangled, but yeah, for now, he's only down to 1 Goldmine, so no superior income. And he's not gonna get that one up anytime soon, as long as space is going to be around here to do more harassment. They're kinda low on mana, these Night Elf heroes, but as soon as he's coming back with enough mana to do like 2 Fan of Knives, 2 Breath of Fires, space is definitely gonna have to fall back. But because he doesn't have a single heal scroll, he doesn't have anything to really deal with this AoE damage. But so far he doesn't need to, and he gets this around on the Warden, dust used immediately, as well as the inward portion on the Warden. And there's still a town portal, and space is gonna be able to keep that surround close. Panda is heading to the shop right now, probably to get the Staff of Preservation, but it's gonna be too late. TP already used by the Warden. Actually, he's getting just the Clarity Potion, and once again Entangled Goldmine cancelled. So space doing so much damage, but now he's deciding to finally head back. Panda, yeah, getting up to 2 Breath of Fires. Warden sitting at 150 mana, and he actually followed this up with a Boneyard. So yeah, we're gonna see at least 1 Worm added, Lich added to the army right now. So space doing tons of damage with this push, which turned out to, yeah, not be that much of an all-in actually, since he did have the staff and the gargoyles could just fly away. So never mind him not having a TP, that wasn't that horrible.
Our town is under attack.
And yeah, in the meantime, transitioning into a tier 3 army. He's got the Lich and the Warden, yeah, coming in here. But yeah, she doesn't have Blink, keep that in mind, so Eve cannot get overly aggressive. Replenishment Potion, drop, Tome of Intelligence. Oh, is he gonna... No, he's not gonna pick it up. Space paying attention here. Another Shadow Strike. So he just continues to cast Shadow Strike on a DK, and the Replenishment Potion is definitely gonna come in handy in that particular situation. Just to negate this perpetual Shadow Striking on the DK. In the meantime, Panda finally is gonna get some creeping done on his own as well. Gonna creep the Mercenary Camp. And this kind of means the hit and run time for space, well, it didn't really start at all, but it's already over. Like when you get the Lich, especially at that time of Warcraft 3 metagame, when you got the Lich, then you didn't want to do the hit and runs with gargoyles anymore, because the Lich with his lack of mobility was just so much of a liability in those situations often, that generally speaking, once you get the Lich, you're ready to fight straight up. And once again, a very nice timing. He's probably gonna get this Entangled Goldmine killed. Some damage done on the DK once again. So Eve just wants to get space out of there. He still doesn't feel like taking an entire fight. Inward Potion was used very early on. Maybe he should have waited, used it like right now. Panda now joining the fight. Couple of Dispairs coming. Death Knight is out of mana. Drunken has Breath of Fire onto the gargoyles. Panda is still only level 2.5. Breath of Fire hit nicely. Greater Heat Potion had to be used immediately. Staffs are available on both of the Night Elf heroes by now. And there's actually no dust for space, so this Warden is safe for now. Worm heading forward quite a bit, but there's not really that much damage output remaining for the Night Elf player against these gargoyles and the Worm. Okay, did get the Dust of Appearance, at the shop. Warden immediately retreating here, and it looks like the majority of the gargoyles is gonna fall. Panda is in some trouble. There is the staff on the Warden though, so she should be able to get him out of there, and she is. At the same time, Nuke going on the DK again. Is the Panda there? The Panda is in position. Another use of the staff. DK is so low, but at the same time, Eve is gonna lose all his strides. I'm assuming maybe it's gonna survive with one. The Breath of Fire, I think, did hit one gargoyle here. It's not the best of Breaths of Fire. Yeah, one sting at the top goblin merchant. I guess a new inward potion, since he's been using those pretty often so far. I think the third one for him already. And Sacrificial Skull for space. So does he feel confident enough in getting a counter expansion up at this point? It's 36 supply against 44 in space's favor. The Night Elf expansion is once again being saturated at the moment, so it's not like he's gonna just boost ahead in terms of gold, in terms of supply. So space got some time. There is the Wisp in position here, so Eve sees what's going on, and he clicked the Death Knight. He saw the Sacrificial Skull, and he's heading down there with the Warden right now, with the Panda as well as the 4 Dryads. With the 2 shops, of course, he's going to be able to use a lot of potions eventually. And Space keeping the Death Knight close to the Lich here while creeping. Maybe a clever decision, as he knew that the Night Elf, that there was a decent chance, let's put it like that, of the Night Elf heading over there. And once again, the Invo Potion used pretty early on, just to be able to get one more free Shadow Strike on the Death Knight. Once again, Death Knight is under pressure, but so is the Warden. Warden being staffed in time, but the Panda's got no protection at all. But neither does the Death Knight. Panda's definitely gonna fall here thanks to the Worm, but the Death Knight is also in trouble because of Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, and both of the heroes dying almost simultaneously here. Warden reaching level 5 due to that. So I'm assuming the Panda must have died first, otherwise he would have gotten the whole experience because the Warden was so far away. So we got level 5-3 on both sides. But Space losing his first hero, his level 5 hero, that was definitely worth the trade for Eve. And is he? Yeah, he's getting another expansion here, so he definitely wants to maintain his economic advantage. Yeah. So let's see, Panda on his way back, still tier 2 for Eve. Clarity Potion used, Heal Potion bought, and the army is heading over there to do some harassment. Is he going to be able to cancel the expansion? I mean, there's still a bunch of gargoyles around. There's still this Worm, which I really like as an addition, because especially with the Warden first instead of the Demon Hunter, there's you know, a much more squishy hero than usually, so the hero focus is definitely a very viable option here for him. And the Warden using Blink here, so she re-skilled. Apparently I kind of missed that. And so it looks like we're gonna see Blink and Shadow Strike here, so he's kind of going away from the mass AoE against the gargoyles. Lich using the Invo Potion here immediately to just immediately prevent this hero focus by the Lich and the Dryads. Of course, without the Death Knight, this Lich is very, very vulnerable. But the Death Knight is on his way back. Shredder for space as well by now. Did he see that? No, he did not see that already. Gargoyle just scouting here as well for a potential second expansion of the Night Elf, since he doesn't know about the second expansion here on the top. So Panda is now back. New town portal for the Warden. Heal potion for the Warden. Strange that he keeps this Ring of Protection all the time. Panda, probably a Clarity, I'd say, if I'd have to bet. Okay, he's getting nothing. It's fair enough as well. And the Shredder has now scouted this other expansion, and the most unfortunate positioning of those Dryads from Space's point of view. So Warden is coming in here. She sees Worm, 2 heroes, entire army. There's nothing he can do there with the Warden. And the Shredder isn't gonna get too far, I'm afraid. he immediately follows this up with 2 more ghouls, because it looks like his entire lumber income is gone with the shredder. Then again, at this point he's got 500 lumber, he's got all his buildings in place, he's got the majority of his upgrades in place. I'm assuming this is 2-0, I think, or second attack upgrade, or at least, yeah, it's gonna be 2-0. So he's not gonna need a lot more lumber. It's not like he needs a new shredder to keep up with the gold income. Another tiny pick-off by Space. Just chasing his opponent away here. Let's see, Death Knight. This time he's staying away. I mean, yeah, he just chased those Drides away. I guess it's kinda unlikely that he's gonna get creep checked here and lose anything too important. Lich gets also a greater healing potion. That's gonna come in handy. And let's see, Space still sitting at under 50. I think he's been above 50 for quite a long time.
Our gold mine has collapsed.
Staffing the panda back. Yeah, just getting full mana. He's already got an invo potion. Heal scroll, getting mana potion right now. Warden is also decently protected, especially still thanks to this rune braces. And Space is still saving. Let's see, there's 60 more gold inside the main. The main of Eve already run out. And the Lich is getting closer and closer to level 5, now barely over level 4. Kinda out leveling the panda here. While, you know, Eve is just making sure that he's got the economy lead here. Wisp is coming in. Well, trying to scout the expansion, but there's nothing there. Oh, but actually the Acolytes heading over there, so we're probably gonna see a second expansion of Space as well. And now he's going into low upkeep, sitting at 57 supply, 1 abomination, 4 more gargoyles are gonna be produced. Let's see, how is it looking heal scroll wise? He's got 1 heal scroll only, Space that is, and 2 rings of protection as well. So I feel like a second heal scroll definitely would suit him well. And it looks like right now the Drides and the Night Elf Heroes are gonna come in here. First gargoyle is yeah, eating the Shadow Strike here. And now repositioning, it looks like Eve is gonna try and take that fight. Worm is not going down actually, Coil hitting him just in time, and there was a lot of damage output wasted. Drunken Haze, Stoneform immediately used Breath of Fire, should be coming in soon. Warden blinking to the back. Dride's quite exposed there though, Breath of Fire hitting decently this time, but no afterburn effect of course, because the Drunken Haze was dispelled early on. Blinking forward here, the Worm survives though, just getting over the forest. Immo potion used by the Panda. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire coming in. Now the Worm is out of position though. Is there coil available? There isn't, and the Panda gets staffed just as the Invo potion was about to wear off. Another gargoyle going down, but so many Drides have died here already. I think Space is going to be able to get that second expansion up, because it looks like Eve is kind of running out of steam. There's only the Warden left, plus 2 Drides. Shadow Strike going on the DK once again. I mean, it's worked before with this Shadow striking the Death Knight over and over again, and he eventually died down here, giving Eve enough time to get his second expansion up. But in this case, yeah, Eve was not able to break the undead army. Then again, to be fair, he used the majority of his Shadow Strikes against the Frostworm. And Space actually trying to keep the pressure up here. Once again, Coil and Shadow Strike are being exchanged. DK is already getting closer to level 6, but so is the Warden. Breath of Fire going in. Wow, that was so bizarre. Wasn't even able to comment on that. So Death Knight once again taking the Shadow Strike. Warden is under some pressure. Gotta blink away. And it looks like the Drides for now gonna survive, but as soon as they move back into the fight, they'll probably go down. Yeah, which is right now first Dride about to fall, but I guess the focus fire is gonna switch to the Warden again. By the way, tier 3 and Bears for the Night Elf player, but there's been so much action, I haven't really been able to look into the bases of the players. And now TPUs, it looks like Blink was probably on cooldown. Rejuvenation now used, and Warden is blinking away as the destroyer is coming in. He just definitely wanted to make sure the rejuvenation didn't get dispelled there. New worm now joining, and that kill on the panda was so bizarre. Like, he used the breath of fire, and he used the drunken haze, and he was about to use breath of fire on the DK first, and then he used invo potion, and the breath of fire got cancelled, and he wanted to use it on the gargoyles, and then they used zone form, and it got cancelled again. And by the time he finally got the breath of fire out, he was already basically dead. So that was quite a bizarre kill of that panda here. By the way, greater heal potion passed to the Death Knight, who reached level 6 in the meantime, and he's got level 2 Unholy Aura, so he's got either the ultimate or Death Pact. Rejuvenation on the Warden. Again, he's going for the DK. Now the greater heal potion has to be used. Another coil on the Warden, Nova on the Warden as well, just blinking to the back, and with that one worm he's going to be able to do so much damage. Another Shredder is coming in, but that one is also hard countered by the worm. Next Shadow Strike on the DK, and slowly but surely he's running lower and lower on hit points. Now new Dryad spawn here, the last bear has gone down, and now Warden is coming in, Shadow Strike, but he's dodging it with the Town Portal. Very nicely done by Space. Micro on point, and getting that DK out of there, and he's done so much damage. He's got his 2 heroes remaining. Lich is also 5.5 already. Warden is closing in on level 6 though. There's 2 heroes remaining, 1 elimination, 2 destroyers, 5 gargoyles, 1 worm. But the Warden is heading down towards the expansion, and he sees with the Wisp here that there is no tower, no protection whatsoever, and he's gonna want to secure himself the level 6, and he only needs 1 more Acolyte kill to do so. And that's what's happening right now. Dryads are coming in, but pulling back. Warden's also gotta pull back. So doing with those... I think there were 2 hippogriffs here, so a little bit of a sloppy micro using one of those. So let me just quickly check. So he is tier 3 in the meantime. He's got double Ancient of Wind getting hippogriffs. I'd love for the players to give us a bit of a break to check the bases, but that's not happening apparently. New Acolytes also being produced for Space's second expansion. 3-1 upgrades, by the way, for all the Night Elf units. 3-0 for the Undead units, except for the Abomination, of course, because that one has different upgrades required. So it's 58 against 62, slight lead for Space. 2 more hippogriffs about to come out. There's 6 hippogriffs right now. Not sure if that's already enough against, I think, 7 gargoyles plus some more air units. Warden blinking in. Shadow Strike going on the DK once again, who's got no TP, no items whatsoever. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire onto the gargoyles. The hippogriffs clearly lost the air battle. The Warden blinking out again. Panda has to be staffed, and it's only the Warden and a couple of Dryads remaining, and it looks like we're seeing level 3 blink here, by the way, instead of the ultimate, which means he's gonna have blink at the cost of 10 mana and at basically no cooldown. Next Shadow Strike going on the DK, but he's using Death Pact onto the Frostworm, so that's a lot of hit points regained. 2 more hippogriffs coming in, one of them going on a gargoyle, the other one going on a destroyer. Quite sloppy focus fire here by Eve. Pulling out one of the Dryads. Both his heroes are so low in HP once again. Panda, yeah, the second he heads into this fight against the double level 6 undead heroes at this point, he's gonna be screwed. At least there's no worm. Nova goes on the Warden, but yeah, blinking out again in time. Getting to the shop again. Invo potion, I guess, and heal scroll. Okay. There's not really a lot of units to benefit from that heal scroll, and the Panda making the best out of a bad situation here. Wants to get rid of all the Acolytes, and it looks like he's going to be able to do so. Warden again, blinking in, Shadow Strike, blinking out very quickly before Space can even react and put the nuke on her. And the Acolyte's almost gone. One more Dryad shot, probably. Panda is heading back just in time. Warden once again got Nova'd apparently because she was, slowed there. Is she able to get the staff used in time? No, she's not, but she's gonna have to blink out of there once again. Panda sitting at the Goblin Merchant and also getting the staff right now. Doesn't dare to move back there by foot when he knows that the undead army is somewhere nearby. So this expansion once again out of income. Eve still with 2 running mines, getting a new Ancient of Lore, as he lost one of the lores in his base, and still producing hippogriffs. Like, keep in mind that hippogriffs are pretty great against gargoyles. So if he gets a sufficient number of hippogriffs in place, then he should be looking excuse me, he should be looking very strong, but that's not the case thus far. And there's a Death and Decay going onto the Tree of Life, and if he gets that one killed, and it looks very much like he's going to do so, then he's gonna look very strong economically. 1 detonate goes off, the rest of the wisps is getting killed. Warden, just running in here and blinking out, didn't really get anything done. Death Knight, is he gonna get level? Not quite. Of course, every tree of the Night Elves gives 25 experience, just like Wisp would. Now moving one of these wisps away from the expansion. Does he even... No, he doesn't see that space. But he's still coming in. Maybe he's just coming in to finally get rid of this one, because he knows that both of the... Oh, actually only one of the heroes still has a staff. Ah, never mind. The Death Knight was of course the one who got the staff early on. Ah, okay. One of the wisps was able to detonate here. The other one grants the Death Knight his level 7 finally. And now finally the number of hippogriffs is slowly rising. Up to 8 right now. 3 to upgrades against 3 zeros still. Space not getting any more upgrades at the moment. Yeah, 1 Invo Potion on the DK, Heal Scroll on the DK. No Town Portal. And more hippogriffs are coming in. Now he's bringing those into the fight, so we'll see how the air battle is gonna go. Drunken Haze once again. Stone Form used. Invo Potion used on the Warden pretty early on. The hippogriffs are coming in right now. And no clue who's gonna win the air battle. Heal Scroll used by the undead, which seemed pretty vital. The Frostworm is immediately going down, though Death Knight has to take care as well. Death Pact used on one of the gargoyles grants him a lot of HP, and actually the hippogriffs seem to win the air fight here by a slight margin, though. Very, very close, and the Death Knight has to use his Invo Potion right now. Warden blinking forward is getting the kill on the statue here. The Death Knight still got a while to work without being attacked. Now using another Death Pact here, once again back at green hit point areas at least. Panda's still not even level 5. It's like one of the droids at least is probably gonna fall, unless staffs are used in time. But you know, if he uses staff on any of his heroes at this point, since he doesn't have a town portal, there's always a huge risk of a nuke following against one of the heroes.
Town is under attack.
Yeah, Eve's gotta keep the pressure up against this expansion, even though he's getting a new second expansion for himself, level 5 for the Panda in the meantime. One of the gargoyles has already gone down, Panda staff, second gargoyle going down, and now it's basically only the heroes plus 2 units for each of the players. The Warden's gotta be so careful though. Nova goes on her. Gotta make sure he doesn't get coiled here. Oh, there's no mana for another blink. Now he's got 10 mana, blinking away with about 20 HP. Barely getting out of there. Yeah, Panda sitting at the main, Warren sitting at the main. Healing up again. Still, it's so close. Supply-wise, space again up by 4, which is like close to nothing. DK had to use Death Pact on so many units right now. He's still got the Aura level 2, so he might even have Death Pact level 2 right now. Which means using Death Pact on one gargoyle would give him 820 HP. So basically full hit points. Panda getting a clarity. Looks like the Warden once again is out to do some harassment. And yeah, level 3 Shadow Strike, of course, instant killing Acolytes. even making sure that the clarity doesn't get cancelled here, but not quite. One bear also with the army. Panda back at 300 HP. And once again, the air fight starts. The Panda's gotta use his potion pretty early on here. Death Knight also under focus fire again. Coil on the Abomination. The Hippogriffs immediately switch to the Frostworm here as it's coming in. Panda's gotta be careful though. Warden still has the staff. And the heal potion, which he's gonna have to use right now, as well as probably Blink to get out of there. There's still mana for one coil, no more Nova. Warden is blinking away. Only 2 Dryads plus 1 bear remaining. Warden is blinking back in. Shadow Strike kills one of the Abominations, and Warden blinking back out immediately again. Making very good use of that level 3 blink. Yeah, bear is coming in. Looks like he didn't realize that yet. Okay, now he realized the bear is there, turning around with the Warden. And yeah, there is no destroyer whatsoever, so she can get aggressive here. No mana for coil. But yeah, Stoneform nicely saves the gargoyle here. And the first expansion is gone for Eve. And Space still has 2,500 in his first expansion, 7,000 in his second expansion. So does Eve in his second expansion. But for a while, Space is gonna have superior income, and that's going to be the case for the first time in this game. Except for a brief period after he killed this expansion in the top right corner with the Death and Decay. Warden level 7 still. No items whatsoever though, so gotta be very, very wary of that nuke. DK again, Invo Potion, Heal Scroll, Mana Potion. Lich, no protective items, but of course the Death Knight is so strong with that coil. Doesn't really need to worry about that. Lich, the Hippogriffs completely get dominated in the airfight. Very good dodge here by Space against the Breath of Fire. And therefore he's clearly gonna lose the airfight this time. Warden blinking out after casting Shadow Strike on the DK. One of the gargoyles being taken out, one of the Abominations falling. And both of the undead heroes taking plenty of damage. Coil on the Lich. Death Pact on one of the gargoyles. Yeah, that's definitely a level 2 Death Pact we've seen here. And now the Lich is, the Warden's gonna have to be careful of that Lich. Quickly blinking twice to get out of the undead's nuke range. But the Panda is definitely screwed. Yeah, there's the coil. Level 7 for the Lich. And the majority of Night Elf units going down here. Warden blinking in, staffing out the bear. Tree of Life wanted to head down there. I'm assuming that one isn't gonna get too far. Panda being revived at the altar, so that's gonna take a while.
Our forces are under attack.
And what's Space getting? More and more gargoyles. Another Abomination. And the Warden doesn't feel like fighting straight up, so he's just blinking by. There's not really anything Space can do against that, and it's gonna just secure herself like 1 or 2 Acolyte kills. Is that dust? There is dust on the Death Knight. One more charge and... okay, nicely tricked Space there as well as me. So it was kind of obvious that he would blink up to get away from the undead army, but he just blinked like from here to here and got the kill on another Acolyte by doing so. Yeah, Warden coming in. Shadow Strike on one of the gargoyles. But Space again using the stone form. But Eve is winning sometime. The Panda will come back. He's gonna have Moonwells here in case Space wants to attack him. And he's getting gargoyles, Hippogriffs again. 4 out already. 6 will be out in a couple of seconds. A 7th one in the pipeline already. But Space also has 9 gargoyles out at the moment. The Hippogriffs are superiorly teched. Heal scroll wise, Space has 1 still. The Warden continues the harassment. He's Gotta hide these units until the Warden is back. There's no way he can fight this without the Warden. Panda's getting to the shop. The Warden is gonna completely eliminate the gold income of space. Well, there's still a little bit of gold in there. I'm assuming the acolytes are gonna go towards the bottom left once this middle expansion is depleted. So what do we have here? 2 bears, 6 hippogriffs, 7 hippogriffs, and 2 heroes. Warden is coming in from the bottom. Bears are coming in from the back. Drunken Haze. Gargoyle is nicely outmaneuvering the Breath of Fire here. Hippogriffs are coming in now. It looks like Heal Scroll giving the Gargoyles a bit of an edge for now. Panda not using the Breath of Fire. First Gargoyle's gone down to the Warden's focus. Breath of Fire dodged here with the Stone Form. Very nicely done by Space again. And the Gargoyles are completely dominating the air battle. Shadow Strike. Oh, there was no Shadow Strike. Actually, Avatar of Vengeance finally used here by the Night Elf. Breath of Fire this time doing plenty of damage to the Gargoyles. Gotta reposition those. And the level 8 Death Knight gotta pull back for now. Panda is in trouble and he's getting the kill here with the coil. No Warden in position to use the staff. Then again, the staff would have only moved the Panda by like half a screen's distance to the Tree of Eternity. Warden blinking away. One of the abominations is gonna fall to the Spirits of Vengeance. Where's the Death Knight? Oh, right underneath the Gargoyles. Level 8 on the Warden right now, so we're gonna have level 1 Fan of Knives again, which isn't gonna do anything.
Our town is under attack.
Oh, and he's... Oh, wow.
Our forces
That is
are
too unfortunate. Last time he was there with the Warden, I think the tower wasn't upgraded yet, so he just sent down the Avatar to harassment. And running into the tower, and it was almost dead. Death Knight would have needed one more hit to kill it earlier. And there's a Death and Decay again. And if this Tree of Life falls, then Eve will be completely out of gold income. Warden's coming in. But what she's supposed to do? Okay, taking the kill on one Gargoyle, but she's not even getting that one apparently. Or is she? No, blinking away. The Hippogriffs are running away as well. One of them is going down, second one probably gonna fall as well. Yeah, the slow of the Nova lasting so long there. So it's 43 supply against 14. Is the Panda coming back? No. There's no income for Eve. And there's mana for 1 Shadow Strike soon. So he can take down 1 Acolyte, maybe 2 with auto attack. Nah, he's not even gonna get that one. Very nice micro by Space here, saving the Acolyte. Blink away again, but now he's out of mana. Okay, another blink. Again out of mana. And Space's gold income is completely secure at this point, and there's the GG by Eve. Space winning the game here after 43 minutes. In a game containing quite a lot of back and forths. One might say Eve quite stubborn with his focus on the Death Knight with the Shadow Strike, but then again he killed like 6-7 units definitely with Death Pact only, and he got a very crucial kill on the Death Knight in the mid game, securing him his second expansion for a while, before then again having to give it up after losing in a fight towards the bottom left side of the map. So yeah, I think not really any game deciding moments there. And yeah, of course, some nice Death and Decay usage in this game, and I hope you enjoyed. Let's just quickly take a look at the resources. Yeah, so Eve still with slightly more gold mined, but wasn't enough against yeah, the often superior micro of Space. I guess that's one thing we can safely agree on. Many dodges of the Breath of Fire, many coils just on point. Just remembering that one on the Frostworm in the fight in the bottom left corner. And therefore Space winning this game. That's it. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.